Sister Wives Kody and Robyn forged documents, and the court declared it illegal. Kody owns the lion's share of Coyote Pass. Meri and Janelle don't think that's fair. There be a court battle. Kody Brown from Sister Wives owns the majority of Coyote Pass property, but his former wives, Janelle and Meri Brown, likely felt it unfair. The Brown family's reality TV journey began in 2010 when the network offered Kody and his 4 wives the opportunity to showcase their polygamous relationship to the world. The network aired the first season of Sister Wives, which focused on Kody's new relationship with Robyn Brown and the lives of his other 3 wives, Janelle, Meri, and Christine Brown. The season ended on a positive note, suggesting the Browns were on a promising path. Unfortunately, the flaws of Kody's polygamous relationships became more apparent over time. He grew closer to his 4th wife, Robyn, and stopped visiting his other wives, causing a great deal of family drama. Christine, Meri, and Janelle also grew tired of Kody's constant disrespect and began to question the practice of polygamy. The COVID-19 pandemic was a particularly challenging time for the Browns, leading to further strain within the family. Christine took a bold step by ending her relationship with Kody and moving on. Her decision inspired Meri and Janelle leave Kody in the following years. The polygamous quintet invested in businesses like My Sister Wife's Closet. But this endeavor was short-lived. The TLC star and his 4 wives also purchased a large 14-acre property, Coyote Pass, in 2018. They put $820,000 into the land through a mix of loans and upfront payments, with the hope of expanding their family all in one area, constructing homes, and living close together. Each parent in the family contributed to the purchase of the property. During the pandemic, the Brown family faced challenges which brought Coyote Pass into discussion. Janelle and Meri requested a fair evaluation of the property and their ownership rights. However, Kody argued that he owned the majority of the land because he had paid for a significant portion by himself. Details revealed that Kody shared the lot with each wife, and Christine relinquished her share when she left the family, leaving Kody with the largest portion of the property. Additionally, Janelle has claimed that Kody managed the family's finances, leading her to believe he used family funds to acquire the land. Kody initially divided the Coyote Pass property easily, agreeing that each of his wives would receive 1 plot of land and the 5th one would be used for gatherings. However, things changed when the family split up, causing Kody to act selfishly and keep most of the land for himself. According to legal documents reported by In Touch, Kody is the common owner of all 5 parcels of the land. He and Robyn own the first 3 plots, while the 4th plot is owned by Meri, Janelle, and Kody, with the latter 2 owning the 5th plot. As expected, Meri wasn't pleased with receiving such a small share, especially since she was originally supposed to have a whole plot. She expressed her frustrations to the cameras, stating, "I'm still part of the family and I still financially put into it," adding that she deserves more in the property and not just what Kody has decided she's worthy of. Kody, Janelle, and Meri are on the brink of a significant legal dispute over the Coyote Pass property. Both of Kody's former wives want to hire lawyers for varying reasons, but with the same objective in mind. They want Kody to be fair and hope that legal help can compel him to do so. Meri feels that her share is insufficient. She believes that Kody is allocating the smallest portion of the family property because of their strained relationship and the fact that she only has 1 child with him. Janelle is considering seeking legal assistance to protect her share of the property. She believes that her ex-husband isn't taking the potential sale of Coyote Pass seriously and wants to urge him to expedite the process. Janelle also wants to ensure transparency in the proceedings, as she doesn't want to be at a disadvantage and feels it would be wise to seek legal representation. Surprisingly, Meri and Janelle have joined forces to take legal action against Kody. It'll be interesting to see if they can maximize their benefits from the Coyote Pass with the assistance of lawyers. All the available information suggests that Meri and Janelle will make an effort to convince Kody to be fair when dividing the Coyote Pass property. However, there is a possibility that he will still retain the majority of the property and come out as an overall winner, despite Janelle and Meri desiring a better outcome. They don't seem to have concrete evidence to support their claims of contribution towards purchasing the Coyote Pass property. Meanwhile, Kody has made sure that his name is on all documentation and that he has receipts as proof of ownership. While Janelle may still be able to have her wish granted, Meri will struggle to prove that she deserves a bigger portion of the property. It appears that Meri has always contributed the least and owned the least of Coyote Pass property. Therefore, it isn't surprising that Kody has decided to give her only 2 acres. While Meri may believe that she deserves more, engaging in a legal battle could have negative consequences for her. The Sister Wives star, who legally divorced Kody in September 2014, may find it easier to accept the 2 acres he offered her. Meri Brown's Cancun getaway proves that she no longer needs the Brown family. Meri Brown was all on her own when she left her polygamist husband, but she has built an impressive social network. When the 53-year-old mother of one walked away from her 32-year marriage in 2022, many believed she'd wilt. She never wanted a divorce, and she fought hard to make the marriage work. She stayed with Kody Brown long after he stopped wanting to be with her. When the marriage finally ended, I was worried that Meri would be alone and devastated. I am happy to report that I was wrong. Though Meri was Kody's first wife, she often seemed like she was on an island all alone. While Kody ultimately had 18 children in total, Meri only had 1 child. While her Sister Wives co-stars were often surrounded by their many children, Meri always seemed more solitary. After her child had grown up and moved away, Meri spent most of her time with Kody and his family with his 4th wife, Robyn Brown. When the marriage ended, Meri was cut off from the family completely. I was worried that she'd be lonely, but Meri seems happier than ever. Meri wasn't the first of Kody's wives to walk away from the marriage. That dubious honor belongs to 52-year-old Christine Brown. Christine was Kody's 3rd wife, and they had 6 children together. Though she grew up in a polygamous family, she didn't take well to living the lifestyle herself. She was the most jealous of Kody's wives and hated sharing him with other women. She especially hated sharing Kody with Robyn, who many assumed he preferred. After Christine left, 55-year-old Janelle Brown followed her out the door. Meri was the first wife in and the last to leave. Despite being long neglected by Kody, Meri never faltered in her support of him. Even after Kody told Meri he was no longer attracted to her, Meri continued to hold out hope. She was deeply committed to the religious principle of plural marriage. She was even the one who introduced Kody to Robyn and encouraged him to court her. Bringing Robyn into the marriage was something that Christine and Janelle could never forgive Meri for. Meri was the only one to welcome Robyn and stayed close to her, even after being rejected by Kody. After Christine and Janelle left Kody, the family was tacitly split into 2 warring factions. On one side were Christine and Janelle, and on the other were Kody, Robyn, and Meri. The divide separated Meri from Christine and Janelle and all of their children. Once Meri decided to leave Kody, she was no longer in communication with Janelle and Christine, so she found herself on her own. She stopped seeing any of the Browns, and with her only child living far away, Meri had to lean heavily on her friends. When Kody and Meri finally said goodbye during Sister Wives Season 6, they parted on good terms. There was so much water under the bridge, and so many disappointments. That meant there was very little left to say. After fighting so hard to save her marriage, Meri had finally accepted reality. Kody helped Meri move away from Arizona, where the family was residing as the family dissolved. Christine had already moved to Utah with her new husband, and Janelle headed for North Carolina. With the marriage to Kody over, Meri had no reason to stay in Nevada. Unlike her other sister wives, Meri doesn't have many children surrounding her. I assumed she'd be on her own. Separated from the rest of her family, Meri had to lean on her friends, especially her friend Jen Sullivan. Since the pandemic, Meri and Jen have filmed Fridays with friends to post on social media. Meri and Jen have continued to post to Instagram, posting together as recently as a few days ago. Though family is important, sometimes it's the family we choose that makes the biggest difference. Over time, Meri invested in her friendships. She even spent her first few holidays as a single woman surrounded by her loving social group. These days, Meri boasts a great group of loyal friends. Meri posted a clip of her having a great time on vacation in Cancun. The must-watch video includes Meri and her friends rehearsing and performing a synchronized dance routine to the hit song Baby Shark. Meri's caption reads, "Sunshine, friends, and Cancun. A perfect combination for a quick getaway." Her trip definitely looked fun. Though I was worried about what would become of Meri after her divorce from Kody Brown, seeing her on her Cancun vacation made me rethink her situation. I thought she'd miss being part of a massive family, but perhaps the Sister Wives star feels somewhat relieved. Instead of having to worry about Kody, his 4 wives, and his 18 children, Meri can just focus on herself for once. Meri probably misses having fun with the Browns, but these days, she's more likely to have fun with her friends. Kody Brown's behavior has always been suspicious and self-serving to me. While it makes for great reality TV and explains why Sister Wives has lasted over a decade on TLC, it's also likely why 3 of his 4 wives have left him in recent years. His narcissistic tendencies were on full display as his relationships broke down. There were on-camera moments where his actions were unapologetically cruel and petty. So imagine what he's like behind the scenes. This made his motivations questionable even when he seemed to be acting with good intentions. That's why Kody's family and myself were skeptical when he suggested that Janelle buy Christine's house after she left the family. On the surface, he made it seem like a logical, beneficial move for everyone involved. But Janelle rejected the idea, and to this day, many viewers wonder why Kody was so desperate to keep Christine's house in the family. If Janelle had agreed, she may have remained in their polyamorous lifestyle longer instead of following Christine's lead and leaving Kody soon after. She may have seen Kody's true intentions before I could. When Christine left Kody, she wasted no time putting her Flagstaff, Arizona home on the market. At the time, the family still owned Coyote Pass, the undeveloped land they had long planned to build multiple homes on. But construction had stalled due to financial struggles, which were affecting the whole family's quality of life. While Janelle was still in a relationship with Kody, she didn't have a stable living situation. She'd been renting and had recently downsized to an RV on Coyote Pass, a move that screamed financial desperation. That's when I think Kody came up with his so-called brilliant idea: Janelle should buy Christine's house. At first glance to me, it seemed practical. It would provide Janelle and her kids with a stable home until Coyote Pass was ready and keep the house within the family. It would also inject some much-needed cash into the project, since Christine agreed profits from the home sale would help with construction. Plus, if Janelle purchased the home, the sale would be quick, so they could put money toward development sooner. But Janelle wasn't buying it, literally. She rejected Kody's idea quickly, explaining she didn't want the financial responsibility of another mortgage, especially if it wasn't the long-promised Coyote Pass homes. Looking back, she clearly made the right call. Had Janelle bought Christine's house, her eventual split from Kody would have been far more complicated. Kody claimed he was just trying to do what was best for his family. But when has his family's well-being ever been his top priority? His track record suggests otherwise. Over the years, I've noticed the reality star has repeatedly favored his 4th wife, Robyn, at the expense of his other relationships. His favoritism created deep tensions and ultimately contributed to the end of 3 of his 4 marriages. So it's hard for me to believe his suggestion for Janelle to buy Christine's home wasn't motivated by self-interest. It's possible that Kody wanted to keep Janelle financially tethered to him. Losing Christine was a major blow to his ego, and he was clearly struggling to maintain control over the rest of his wives. If Janelle had bought the house with Kody's help, it would have tied her down financially, making it much harder for her to leave. I think Janelle saw right through this and made the smart choice to say no. I think it's also possible that Kody wanted to sabotage Christine's financial independence to get back at her for leaving. Selling the house to Janelle may have ensured a fast sale, but it probably wouldn't have been the most lucrative option. Christine ultimately sold to an outside buyer, which likely made more money than if she had kept the sale within the family. This extra cash helped her establish her post-polygamy life, and it's doubtful Kody wanted to see her thrive as a single woman. In the end, I believe Janelle and Christine both escaped Kody's toxicity, and eventually, Meri followed suit. Now, Robyn is the only wife remaining, and she's made it clear she has no interest in trying polygamy again. With sister wives no longer even about a polyamorous family, the show's days may be numbered. But Kody's antics and questionable decisions have been the backbone of the show for years. Even if Sister Wives comes to an end, he's got the perfect personality for a spin-off, though definitely not for a Husband of the Year award. Kody Brown has a lot to say about Meri Brown, who's thriving after leaving him, and it's all too clear that Kody never put Meri on a pedestal like he does with Robyn Brown. In fact, he often goes out of his way to diminish Meri. However, she's really blooming after exiting the loveless spiritual union. Maybe he needs to try and convince the world that Meri's a bad person because that makes Kody seem like less of a villain. Or maybe his feelings are just complicated. Regardless, I believe that Kody goes too far when he criticizes the woman who graciously bowed out of her legal marriage with Kody for Robyn's sake. A lot of women might not have made that sacrifice. No one's forcing Kody to see the beauty in Meri, but it's there, and other people are noticing it. I'm not talking about outer beauty, although she's got it. I'm talking about character, personality, ambition, positive energy. All the traits that Meri has that make her special. Kody, so consumed with Robyn, was on a permanent fault-finding mission, always cutting Meri down to size. However, putting someone down is kind of a red flag. Someone who's truly secure is going to have better things to do. Kody is a human being, and his feelings are valid, but the way he expresses them is often vulgar, crass, and rude. He doesn't seem to understand that insulting a bunch of former wives is going to rebound on him, making him look like a jerk. However, this is something that he should understand. For decades, Sister Wives fans have been roasting the man who fell passionately in love with one woman, Robyn. When Kody announced his split with Kody on Instagram, a critic got emotional, writing, "Inside the blonde patriarch with 4 wives, there beats the heart of a one-woman man. As far as I'm concerned, this is what brought the Brown family down. Kody just wanted Robyn, and for a while, he tried to continue his spiritual unions with the others. Unfortunately, that created so much turmoil in his soul. He wasn't being true to himself. When I think about that, I actually feel sorry for him. I have trouble pretending to feel a certain way when I don't. I rarely live that way. For years, Kody had to prop up relationships that he didn't want to be in. Of course, his subconscious was pushing him to get out of these arrangements because he loved someone else. How did he pay Meri back for the years of trying? Well, in one memorable Sister Wives moment, he got way too real. Kody, seemingly in a snit about Meri's decision to attend church, of all things, summed her up with some blistering prose. Then, adding insult to injury, he told all and sundry that Meri was boring. I mean, this was so over the top. It's so ungentlemanly that it's actually startling. His jaw-dropping quotes don't make me think less of Meri. However, they have often made me wonder if Kody's really a good person. I do see his side of things sometimes, but I don't hear his exes saying such damning and shocking things about him. While Janelle Brown swore at him once, and I felt her tantrum was wholly justified, I believe that the exes were just venting. The plural marriage was a nightmare because Robyn was Kody's queen. They had to let their feelings out somehow. It's not healthy to bottle up intense emotions. Doing so can make a person physically and mentally ill. Meanwhile, Kody actually had someone that he loved. So in light of that, I'm continually baffled by him. Why doesn't he just enjoy the relationship he has? Why didn't he dial down the verbal aggression while the Brown family was intact? He had the love that the others wanted and couldn't find. He was blessed with that but seemed so mean-spirited, cranky, and bitter. True love is a gift denied to many, and when Kody puts down Meri and the other women, I feel like he's just pulling himself away from real happiness. Sometimes, I wonder if he even knows how to be happy. I thought he might be happy when Janelle, Meri, and Christine left, but he seemed angrier than ever. That's what I find most confusing about Kody. My attitude is, you got what you wanted, and you're still complaining. However, there may be facets of his personality that I just don't understand. The hits just kept coming when Kody emoted during an explosive Sister Wives Season 19 trailer. While divorces are rarely peaceful experiences, Kody went extremely low, telling Meri, "It's not divorce that sucks. It's marrying the wrong person." The look on Meri's face said it all. She looked like a deer in the headlights. While she appeared to be dazed, she also appeared to be very, very sad. Kody had, once again. So, to be fair, I've got to consider Kody's side of things. Yes, Meri cheated with a woman who pretended to be a man. It was a catfish, and the drama was spectacular.